No filter, so if you want an honest person's opinion, ask a Russian girl.
Well, it was actually me who gained weight because of Mexican food. No, we're supposed to. If you're not wearing nylons, it's bad.
Oh.
That's what I'm trying to say. Hi guys,
welcome back to our channel. Are you thinking of dating outside your race or a different ethnicity? I'm going to give you the reasons why you should date a Russian girl. First point we're going to be talking about is those supermodel looks. I mean, that's initially what caught my eye and got my attention when I first saw Alex.
Yes, and actually in Russia or Ukraine, we usually like to dress up, put makeup on, even if we just go to grocery store. So it's very uncommon to see female without makeup and not looking good on the streets.
Yeah, I don't even ask why she's doing her makeup anymore. I mean, the first time she put on makeup and nice clothes to take out the garbage or go to the gym, I was just like so confused.
Yes, no, I try to put effort, even if it's light makeup, I have to do it. That's how our grandmothers and mothers taught us in Ukraine and Russia.
Very old school, traditional, beautiful.
Also, Russian ladies, they like to dress up and they usually have good taste in style and fashion, and we usually spend hours putting together our looks. Yeah, and sometimes just looking at magazines, online magazines, so we can get these ideas.
Yeah, it's so true. I mean, there's just a certain elegance and poise, just the way that she speaks and the way that she puts herself together and plans out her outfits and just her overall appearance. It's really attractive.
And I also feel like Russian ladies, they tend to wear more classic clothes.
The next point is feminine. Just how feminine these girls are. I had always been under the impression that they're straightforward and strict and mean and cold, but that wasn't the fact at all.
I actually think that Russian women in general, they're more old-fashioned and they like to take care of their kids and their family and their house, and they tend to think about men as a head of household, and we like when men take initiative, and we kind of like when men lead us.
Next point we're going to be talking about is loyalty, guys. Loyal, loyal, loyal. Extremely loyal to the ones that they love.
Yes, and we do anything to keep our relationship going. Usually if we date more than 6 months, it's serious and we're planning to get married. Think about relationship in a serious way.
Yeah, so there's no casual dating or hookup or temporary type
Friends,
situation. Yeah. So if that is something that you're looking for in long term, just a partner to spend basically the rest of your life with, it's a good idea to date.
Yes, because Russian girls, they stay with you even if times are really difficult.
Through the thick and thin. Next point I really wanted to talk about and drive home, and that is honesty. What do you think about this one?
Oh, I don't know, I think I'm more on the soft side, but some other girls, they can be really tough. Sometimes they can meet you and say, oh my god, you put 20 pounds, I didn't even recognize you. Yeah. Or the ones you just met a few times, they honest too, they can say that.
No filter, so if you want an honest person's opinion, ask a Russian girl. Educated and education, guys. This one really surprised me and I was extremely impressed. Education over there, they have really high standards in Russia.
Yes, and usually after high school you're supposed to go to college or university. Nobody just finished high school and that's all. Everyone goes somewhere. I finished financial and law college in Ukraine.
Super smart. Another funny point about this is sometimes it's an inside joke that I call Sasha Google.
Yeah, because I like to Google everything. I don't read books, but I Google a lot online and I read articles.
Yeah, she can immediately pull something up, like an article or some sort of journal or scientific evidence that proves her point and usually, answer to our question.
Yeah, and usually I say according to Google.
I got my personal Siri or Alexa right here. It's called Sasha. Cooking, guys. Good cooks. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought I had tried a lot of cuisine from around the world.
Yes, and especially Mexicans, they cook a lot too and really tasty food.
Yeah.
But Russians, we love to cook too. I wish I could cook more for David, but I'm usually on a diet and healthy eating plan, so I don't cook as much. But we have really tasty dishes. I think you heard about borscht. It's soup, which looks kind of like red soup. Then we have pelmeni. Really yummy.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
So I mean, from dumplings to crepes to soups to fried foods, I mean, across the board, guys.
I love crepes.
Fresh ingredients, it's so good. Oh my gosh.
Our crepes are the best.
Yes, and if you're open to try different food and maybe a little bit spicy, yeah, Russian
I wasn't
food.
at first, but you definitely changed my mind.
And I tried so many Mexican dishes.
Cooking is a tradition and it's passed down from generation to generation. So those home style cookings and these traditions and pretty much secret recipes are kept within the families.
Yes, yes, we all have our special recipes which we make for parties, holidays.
Which leads me into my next point is at these parties, guys, they love to bring food and cook so many different dishes, and the hospitality within the Russian culture is extremely hospitable. They want to make sure that everyone at the party is having a good time.
Yes, and we have like 20 plus dishes usually. When it's big table and you invite your friends, relatives, it's usually a lot of food. Yeah.
Yeah, so even if it's like friends of friends, it really is a family environment and you really feel like you're at home.
Yes, and it's homemade food, homemade recipes, so
Scratch,
yeah.
guys. So if you see me gain 10, 20 pounds in the next year, you know exactly why. Now let's talk about respect. Extremely respectful. That respect is earned and not given.
Yes, and usually we are always thinking about other person. That's why we always thoughtful and respectful. Treat others like you want to be treated.
Absolutely. So once you gain that respect, you're going to be treated like a king. Speaking of respect, guys, Sasha was telling me some stories on how this respect is actually built into their education system.
Well, manners and respect, because we have etiquette class in school. They explain what you can do or cannot do. So for example, in school, so talking about school, in school we have etiquette class and usually it's like 5th grade or 6th, and they explain what you need to do or not to do to be respectful and have good manners. For example, director of our school once was saying that if you wear a skirt, you're supposed to wear nylons. If you're not wearing nylons, it's bad etiquette, and when she would see girls wearing skirts without nylons, she would send them home.
Send home, guys.
Yeah.
So not only is your director or principal of your middle school given education, they're given fashion tips and advice as well. The last and most important point that I wanted to touch on was being family oriented. I mean, you hear about Russian girls being cold and not in touch with their emotions and feelings, but I found that to be very not true.
Yes, and I feel like we all family oriented because we kind of was taught in a old-fashioned way that woman's supposed to stay at home and take care of kids and house, and men's supposed to provide, and that is why for us family is very important. That's why we're so focused on marriage and kids and family in general.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how we really connected, and when we did start dating, how that was one of the biggest goals and important ethics that we kind of held personal to us.
Yeah, and usually in Russia you date, if you date for 6 months, you already know that you're gonna get married. So guys, you can't date for 2-3 years and think that, oh, it's just dating. No, usually if you date for so long, it's serious. You're gonna be thinking about family.
That's it for today's video, guys. I hope you really found something that you got to take away and had a few laughs along the way.
We hope that you learned something new about Russian girls.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be about ethnicity or race. I mean, as long as you find someone who makes you happy, laugh, and you have the same
long-term goals,
then it's gonna work.
Yeah.
And that's what should really matter. So smash that like button.
Comment
And subscribe. Bye.